Good morning, my business owners. Listen, I got a question that came in from some of you about being too authentic. And can you be too authentic that it makes you look bad or causes problems or makes other people look bad? Sharing about personal experiences and what's going on in your life. And here's the thing. I don't believe that you can be too authentic. There's a caveat to that, though, is that you can say things that don't contribute value in your authenticity, because we're trying to validate ourselves. And so what we need to do is we need to be authentic, but not in the way that we are trying to get praise or validation from other people, or for people to even understand our side of things. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody, and you don't need other people to know all the backstory on a lot of things. I think that's the biggest thing is people equate authenticity to backstory, or they equate authenticity to being unprofessional. I think that you need to be yourself in every interaction. Eventually, your clients, your coworkers, everybody that you work with is going to get to know that side of you. So you might as well just bring that person forward at all times instead of holding it back until they finally get to know you, that you let the curtain down. But at the same time, you don't need to go into all of these different things, especially if it involves another person, like sharing how a family member hurt you or how such and such had wronged you. And I was talking to a client the other day about this, and he was just sharing that, sharing about his interpersonal situations with people, to be authentic. Now, if he's building a business to help people with their interpersonal situations, does that contribute to his clients? Absolutely, right? But if he's not, then no, it doesn't. And so, is it contributing to another person? You got to think about it. This is more than about you, your social media, what you're putting out there is about, how can I help another person? How can I bring my best foot forward for the people that I'm interacting with, so that I'm best understood in who I am? Many times we are trying to get validated by people. Many times we are trying to feel good ourselves. And that's why you need to come from a foundation of personal, positive self-image. It has nothing to do with what other people say about you. It has nothing to do with what other people believe about you or know about you. Okay? And we do need to filter what we say. We need to not care what other people think, not worry what they think about us, right? That's where the authenticity comes in. But there's certain things that just don't contribute to every conversation. And oftentimes you can over explain yourself to the point that it kind of bores people. It kind of throws them off. It kind of it looks bad on you. It looks bad on everybody else. And it just doesn't help anybody. And so we got to think about it in your language and what you're saying and what you're putting out there and how you're talking to people. Is it contributing to that other person, the audience? Is it contributing to them to make their life better? That's the filter. And so when you do this, it contributes to the people you work with to be yourself at all times. It really does. Because otherwise, you'll come across as fake, and people will feel deceived by they got to know one version of you, and then you changed when they met you later. And so that authenticity, always be yourself. Even if people don't like you, it's fine. It's totally fine. Most of those people just don't like themselves anyways. They're not worth your time to validate and prove yourself to. At the same time, you don't need to give all of the backstory, especially speaking from wounds and pain and hurt. That doesn't help. I've had a lot of that type of stuff, and I've had some great mentors around me. My wife is one that's actually really helped me with this a lot. You don't need to speak from that place of hurt. You can. And I read a quote the other day that says, speak from the scars after the healing, not the wounds, and talk about it for the other person, not from your personal place. You don't need to share that. It doesn't help anybody. If I shared all of my woes and all of that with you, it wouldn't really contribute to this interaction that we have together. And so in your business, When you're connecting with people to build a personal connection, we can share things. Don't be so worried about, am I sharing it all right? Am I saying all the right things? Am I doing all the right things? That focus gets your mind in a place that's inauthentic. Just be yourself. Seriously, just show up as yourself. If other people don't like it, move on. Find other people. At the end of the day, if you're building a business, it's about how can we be most effective to connect with people to get the sale, to get more sales, to build trust and rapport. And authenticity builds trust because you're a real person. It builds trust so much faster than being a fake person and showing up as a fake self. People can read through that. They've gotten a lot better at reading through the facade that people have. And so don't show up with a facade self. Show up as that authentic self, but we don't need to bring all of our junk to the table either in those situations. And so that's kind of that line and that balance of, is this contributing? Will this help the other person? Is it going to help me be understood? If it does, then, share whatever you want. But at the end of the day, it's about how can I make that connection with that other person? And that's what helps. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. Again, this came from one of my one-on-one coaching calls that I have with a client. And I do a deeper dive into this in my podcast. There's an upcoming episode that's going to be all about this as well. So hope this helps you. If you want to schedule a free 15-minute call with me on my website to talk about your business and how to get more sales, you can do that. You can schedule a free call with me where we go over where you're at in your business to help you sell more, make more money, get more leads, customers, and clients. So